Day 4. The world is quieter now. Too quiet. The fires from yesterday have burned themselves out, leaving behind smoke that drifts like ghosts. The air smells of metal and rain. My fur still carries the scent of ash and beans. I've survived 3 days in this frozen graveyard of humanity. 3 days without another living thing answering back. And yet, every night, I still hear something moving in the dark. Maybe it's just the wind. Maybe it's me. I've decided today isn't just about survival. It's about purpose. If I'm going to outlast the end of the world, I might as well make it interesting. Step 1. Rebuild the camp. The lean-to from yesterday didn't last long, collapsed sometime before dawn. Apparently, shopping carts make poor architecture. I salvage what I can. Torn tarps, bent rods, a single metal pot that survived the bean explosion. And a car mirror, my new best friend. He doesn't say much, but he looks good doing it. The hill overlooks what used to be a city. Now it's a skeleton. Cars are scattered like bones. Billboards hang half-torn, still selling things no one can buy anymore. At the top, I begin again. A new shelter. Simpler, smarter. I drive sticks into the ground, tie them with strips of plastic, angle the tarp against the wind. It's not pretty, but neither am I. The sound of the tarp flapping in the wind feels alive, almost like company. I keep talking to myself, maybe to remember what a voice sounds like, maybe to stop thinking too much. Because when you stop talking, you start hearing. The silence out here isn't empty. It listens. Sometimes it laughs. I found footprints near the camp today. Not mine. Not human either. Too light. Too wide. And the spacing wrong. Something walks on 4 legs, but heavier than a dog. It's following the stream that leads toward the city ruins. For a moment, I thought about ignoring it. Then I remembered what curiosity did to the cat. I'm not a cat, so I followed. The stream is half frozen, reflecting the gray sky like shattered glass. Every few meters, I see more signs. Paw prints, claw marks, something dragged through the mud. Whatever it is, it's big, and it's bleeding. A few drops of red vanish into the snow. The color feels wrong out here, like it doesn't belong. I find a broken collar. Metal tag, rusted but readable. Letters, Argo. Someone's pet. Maybe it survived. Maybe it didn't. Either way, I keep walking. Further down the stream, the ruins start to close in. Collapsed buildings, half-submerged cars, and there, a sound. Low, mechanical. For a second I think it's thunder, but it repeats. Rhythmic, grinding. A generator. Someone's alive. I move slow, cautious. Every instinct screams at me to run, but curiosity's got a stronger voice. The closer I get, the clearer it becomes, a flicker of light behind broken windows, orange, electric. I peek through. Inside, a makeshift workshop. Tables made from doors, wires snaking across the floor. Tools, batteries, screens, flickering like ghosts of civilization. And then, movement. A shadow crosses the light.
Not human. Too tall. Broad shoulders, a face covered with fabric and goggles. It's wearing a backpack that hums, faintly glowing blue. I think I just found someone who survived longer than I should have, or something that shouldn't have survived at all. I stumble. My paw hits a can. It rolls. The noise echoes like a gunshot. The figure freezes, turns. I run, back through the alley, across the rubble, over fences that collapse under my weight. The sound follows, boots hitting the ground in perfect rhythm. They're fast. I dive into a drainage pipe, sliding through cold water and rust. The footsteps stop. Silence. Then, a single tap. Metal on metal. Like a question mark. And then, nothing. I wait until my heartbeat slows. Whoever, whatever that was, they're not following anymore. But they will. Night falls faster now. The city vanishes behind shadows, and the only light left is my fire on the hill. I can see it faintly in the distance. Home. Funny word, home. Even now it still means warmth, safety. Beans? Maybe? The tarp still stands. The fire's weak but alive. I sit beside it, dripping water, shaking the cold out of my fur. I take the mirror out again. Stare at myself. Ash. Mud. Blood. I look ridiculous, but I'm still here. And that counts for something. The silence returns, but this time, it feels different. Not empty. Peaceful. Whatever chased me, it's out there somewhere. But for now, the world is calm. The stars are out. And I've earned this moment. Day 4 ends quietly. The world sleeps. And for once, so do I.